Welcome to my show, The Digital Tidbits. Thanks for checking it out because guess what? Today I'm going to talk about my top favorite tidbits, which basically are all the things that are moving and shaking in digital. And also I'm going to hone in on the key subject around digital and your brand. How do they work together? Find out more. Welcome to the Digital Tidbits. I'm your host, Aleesha Smalls Worthington, and this is my show. And guess what? It's all about everything digital, but none of that super serious stuff. We're just here to have a good time and understand how digital marketing can help us all in our everyday lives. Digital tidbit number one is something that everyone's been ranting and raving about. It's none other than Empire. Now, anybody who's into this show, this past season, which actually was the first season, has been thrilling, sensational. The list goes on and on. And me being a fan of the show, as well as being a fan of Power, it made me dig a little deeper when it came to like the digital marketing around both shows. And what I found was Empire's fan base digitally was substantial in comparison to Power. But that doesn't mean that Power social or digital lacks luster. It just made me think, how could Power tee up more creative or more content that makes the consumer move online the way Empire has done? Empire has shown that they are serious about digital marketing, whether it's ads, social media, pop-ups, press, the whole nine. It seems like you can't turn anywhere without seeing something about the show or just people's feedback when it comes to the show. Even when you talk about Cookie's fashion, her fashion alone is something that socially, especially women, socially and even editorially, people have been fascinated with. Then you have Lucius, you have Jamal, you have Hakeem, the list goes on and on. But I'm saying all this to say that people really took away things from the show that meant something to them. And when a consumer can take away something from something that they enjoy and make it work for them, they tend to evangelize it organically just on their own, just because it's something that they feel that they're connected to. So that's a great takeaway from Empire's digital marketing and all the effort that they put into their online platform, is that when you put out great content and you don't take that one-size-fit-all approach, what ends up happening is you start to curate content that people really care about. And they've done a great job at doing so. Now, with that being said, Power returns in June, and then season 2 of Empire is later on this year. And I pose a question to you. Are you excited about Power? What are you looking for? What are you hoping to get out of it? I look forward to seeing Power's digital presence grow, and I'm wondering what they're going to do to market the show online. But I guess we'll all have to stay tuned. Who are you? Team Empire or Team Power? The digital tidbit number 2 is about one of my favorite digital marketers. His name is Brian Honigman. Now this guy, he's something special. I met him while he was working on one of the brands that I currently work on, and we just instantly had a connection. Why? Because I have a thing for smart people who are humble. And truth be told, he is an industry vet who's super, super, super down to earth, reminds me of myself, which when people always know I'm an energy person. So when you meet people and you kind of just gel and you vibe, it kind of skyrockets from there. Make a long story short, over the last 3 years, we've got to know each other well. We share ideas. When we have things going on, we always reach out and we stay connected. And I thought he'd be a perfect person for me to kind of shine a spotlight on. Currently, he's a marketing consultant. He speaks at several conferences He writes for the Wall Street Journal, Forbes. I mean, that's just to name a few. But he also has a Twitter show, which he hosts every month, which is called Insider Chat. And basically what he does is he pulls in industry people who are like-minded, who he has relationships with, and he basically just moderates he moderates a chat on Twitter, which basically gives people who tune in insights on different subjects. What better way to build your database, to build your following than to share knowledge? That's why sometimes it's like you are what you tweet. Make sure you guys check out his Insider Chat. If you look at the hashtag Insider Chat, you will see conversation from previous chats. It actually goes down the last Wednesday of every month. So make sure you guys tune into the next one, which will be happening the end of this month. And make sure you let them know that your girl Aleesha sent you. Okay? Don't be shy. So the next digital tidbit, which is number 3 on the list, is all about some of my favorite pals, puppies. Last month we celebrated National Puppy Day, which was really interesting because being a beagle owner myself, and make sure you follow my beagle. His Instagram page is at I am King Julius, which his nickname is Jules. And Jules is a handful. While the world celebrated National Puppy Day, it was interesting to see all the hashtags that people, it was interesting to see all the images that users uploaded with the hashtag Puppy Day, just showing off their dogs. I mean, I was in like puppy overload. And what it made me do is dig even a little deeper to see, let me see if this is daily commentary on platforms such as Instagram. And what I found interesting is when I looked at the hashtag dogs of Instagram, and that's just dogs of Instagram alone, there are over 18 million images of dogs. But I'm just throwing that out there to give you an example of there's passion all over the world. And that's what I love about digital marketing. It allows you to see that. Seeing how many people advocate for their dogs and share their animals just hones in on when you have a passion and when you touch on something that people are passionate about, they instantly begin to digitize and socialize it. So when you're even crafting like your marketing messages, think about what's going to really make people reactionary. What's going to tie into a passion point that already is in their heart. So it's just easy for them to dig in and join in the conversation. Think about that when you launch your next marketing initiative. This is digital tidbit number 4. It's all about the wonderful website GoFundMe. Now, what I've found, and this is my personal feeling, that GoFundMe.com is the new black. I mean, every time you turn around, someone is either launching a GoFundMe for something positive or something super duper like outrageous and downright disrespectful. Now, there are a lot of GoFundMes that have gone live that I've actually donated to, whether it's someone I didn't know or didn't know. I think everyone gets warm and fuzzy inside when they feel like they can make a difference in some way, shape, or form. So the reason I wanted to highlight this is because I wanted to say you are what you tweet. So next time you stumble upon a GoFundMe page that doesn't make any sense and basically is an eye-opener that makes you look like this, don't share it. Do us all a favor because we will get angry with you. Thanks and bye. So the 5th digital tidbit surrounds A/B testing. And not trying to sound like something straight off the Chinese menu, and no disrespect because I love Chinese food, but I don't want you to be confused or feel like this is something extra scary. Oh my God, what is A/B testing? A/B testing is simply the process of taking more than one piece of content, putting it out into your marketing channels, and seeing what type of return you get. Which form of creative, whether it's photo, video, gets the most clicks, gets the most impressions, gets the most engagement, etc., gets the most comments, whatever your KPI is. What is KPI? Key Performance Indicator. Basically, you set your goals before you even launch your campaign so that you can look back and say, did I achieve what I really wanted to? So word to the wise, next time you're ready to roll out a new marketing initiative, think about it. Number one, what do I want to accomplish? Do I want to grow my email list? Do I want a ton of comments? Do I want a ton of likes? Do I want a ton of click-throughs to my website? That's for you to determine, not me. I'm just throwing out examples. Then second, what creative represents what you're trying to accomplish? Are there 2 or 3 photos? Are there 2 or 3 15, 30-second clips that you're going to push out at the same time? Again, that's up to you. But once you roll it out, give it about a week. In some cases, I mean, the timing is really up to you as well. You might want to see results as early as 48 hours. But roll it out, then look at the number. As Jay said, numbers don't lie, right? You'll see the proof in the pudding. That money shot that you think you had, hey, you walked away from your lookbook shoot and you're like, oh, this is the money shot. I'm telling you, the girl's gonna love it. That might not be the one that the users that you're showcasing this content to click through. It might be a graphic with just your logo. It might be a graphic of just a sunset with your logo. Who knows what's going to translate and make and move that consumer to take the next step. So next time you do roll out your campaign, remember what I said. Roll out more than one piece of content, define what your goals are, and this way you can look at your A/B test results and see what really works. The key tidbit for today is themed digital and your brand. And what does that mean? Ugh. I mean, that's so broad, but guess what? It's an honest conversation that you and I need to have. Everybody has a brand, whether it's t-shirts, whether it's self-help books, whether it's being a fitness instructor, whether it's a fashion designer, singer, etc. So many people, especially this day and age with the access that people have through the internet, everyone has a brand, which is great. But there's certain things that you need to set the foundation for when it comes to growing a business, growing a brand, that are just like marketing 101. First and foremost, when you come up with your brand name, what you want to call it, who you want to be called, if it's a personal brand versus like a product, secure your domain. And not only secure your domain in regards to .com, what about .net, .org, .nyc? I mean, the list goes on and on, .info. You want to make sure that you cover all bases, because don't limit where your brand is going to go. If you take off and skyrocket, it's the worst thing. It's hustling backwards if you don't secure them now, and then later on down the line, someone decides to grab that domain and they just sit on it. And now when you're trying to promote, whether it's your record, your product, etc., you have to worry about competing digitally with this website that keeps on creeping and showing up that has nothing to do with your product, your service, or what you're trying to accomplish. So whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Tumblr, make sure you get your beep straight. Register your profiles. It's a no-brainer. Final gem when it comes to this subject is branding. Branding is key. So after you've secured your domains, you've secured all your social profiles, think about what your face to the world needs to be for your brand. Is it new logo? Is it color palette? What are your main colors when it comes to your brand? If it's your personal image, what type of photography are you putting out to the world as the face of your brand? You have to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row, because why? We want to be set up for success from Jump Street. So what does that also mean? Back to what I always say, you are what you tweet. And I'm pretty sure you've heard that statement before. It's so true. So once you set up all these profiles and you set up your branding, the next layer is your messaging, is your tone. What are you putting out on these platforms? You have to be so careful, because You get one chance to make a great first impression. And you don't want, whether it's a potential client or another brand who wants to do a collaboration, you don't want for them to stumble upon your profiles and see that meme that says, oh my God, it's Man Crush Monday, and it's a picture of Usher with 15,000 emojis with the tongue hanging out and the hearts and the eyes. Like, you want them to take you seriously. The Digital Tidbits has so much up its sleeve for the rest of the year. You want to make sure that you're going to be the first one to know when the next episodes roll out. Be sure to follow me at MRSALEESHAW on all social platforms.